Welcome to The Long List, a podcast where we celebrate movies and pop culture through the storied art of rankings. No wrong answers, no bad opinions, hot takes always encouraged. I'm Josh Muller, and today I'm with my brother Jack Muller. This episode is all about the 2000s, more specifically the years 2000 to 2009, first decade of the 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah, should be a fun one.
It's going to be great.
Couple of housekeeping items first. I think we should just say this to get out of the way. Listeners to the podcast might notice that we have changed the name. I hope they will not notice. It is my intention to go back and edit all the intros so that it says The Long List right out of the gate.
Right.
But we used to be called The High Fives.
We did about 6-7 episodes where we were called The High Fives. Realized pretty quick that there was already High Fives.
Yeah, it's not exactly, but it's really
yeah.
close. And we vetted it early on and just kind of went with it, but we decided we want to kind of stand alone on this.
I had a coworker who looked up High Fives, and we haven't released any episodes at this moment. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I listened to one of your episodes. It was like about the Golden Girls or something." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" and sure enough, I typed in High Fives podcast and it took me to a Golden Girls top 5.
Maybe we should do a Golden Girls episode of The Long List.
I would have very little information.
So we talked about a few different names. We came to The Long List because, you made up a really good explanation of it. Do you want to explain why we're doing?
Yeah. So we're obviously building up. We're doing a theme each episode, leading up to the main top 5 of the episode.
Which I think we can probably call the quote unquote the short list.
Which would be the short list.
Yeah.
Yes. However, the other top 5s throughout the episode are really giving you a look at our long list because we like to include the ones that didn't quite make the top 5, and just in general, you listening to us talking about movies, you're hearing our quote-unquote long list of favorite films,
right,
just by, guilt by association.
Yeah, and, we want to talk about a lot of different movies on the podcast. I'm sure we've already done a lot of different formats of episodes. I'm sure we'll kind of zero in on a couple movies later on down the line. We're kind of still working through different formats, but we want to talk about a lot of movies.
Right.
And so we are talking about a long list of movies.
Though our lists are short.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're hearing a long list.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're going with henceforth. We are now called The Long List. If I'm able to go back and edit all the intros and this makes no sense to you, then I'm sorry about this little soliloquy. Then I was successful. But we also, in the beginning episodes, did mention and reference the name of High Fives a few times. So I think this is necessary regardless. So little housekeeping episode done. We may talk about it again, but probably not. And moving on. So this episode, we have a fun one today. We're covering the decade of the 2000s, the first decade of the 2000s. And talked a lot about how we would do it. Went a lot of back and forths.
Yeah. This was
We had creative differences.
We had creative differences on this episode for a long time.
Yeah, to the point where we almost put it off because we hadn't figured it out.
We also didn't talk for 2 days, 3 days there or something.
Yeah, we were both busy.
Well, yeah,
but
no.
We eventually came to what I think is a really good formula.
Well, it was funny from my perspective. I was like, why can't we lock this down or figure out what's going on here? And then I do think we did take a break from talking about it for a couple days, and then
literally your next text was like, we should do it like this, and I was like, wow, that's it.
Oh, that's how I felt about you.
Oh,
well, there you go.
See, it was probably a combination.
Yeah,
of
right.
forth.
I was like, well, yeah, that's a perfect idea.
Yeah, I kind of felt that you were the catalyst of it, but maybe I'm wrong.
Nice job. Us.
Good job.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Well, you had the idea of ending the first episode with part of the top favorite films and then doing the second part at the end of the second episode.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And I also felt because I'm on Letterboxd. I've done a few of these rankings, and I felt like, man, there's just a lot of movies that I want to talk about.
There are, and I still don't think I'm going to talk about all of them.
Right. So I was just like, I think this is 2 episodes worth. And so so that's what we're going to do. So here, let me explain sort of the structure of these 2 episodes. This is going to be a 2-part episode. The first part, we're going to be doing a bunch of fun categories that are not even necessarily related. We're going to talk about a lot of different movies. And we both made lists of some categories, that we're doing together, and we both made our list for. And then we each have some lists that we'll bring to the table that the other one does not know about.
Yeah.
And so it should kind of create some good conversations. The second part of the episode will be genre specific. So we have a bunch of different genres,
comedies.
and we'll rank our top whatever from that genre. Throughout each episode, we are going to be nominating movies that we think best represent the decade, regardless of whether they will be making our eventual top lists of our favorites. This might get confusing, and whatever.
You're going to figure it out. I don't think we need to explain. They're going to figure it out.
No, yeah. I mean, it sounds good to me on paper, and then when we're talking about 150 movies, it could get confusing. But you know what? That's the podcast where we're all working through it together.
We might lose track a little bit.
Yeah, so we're going to be Jack and I each have 5 nominations, or at least we'll end up with 5. Maybe we'll nominate more and discuss. Maybe I should have a pen and paper to write them down. So we'll be nominating different movies throughout the episode that best represent the decade, regardless of whether they're our favorites. And at the end of each episode, we're going to be ranking half of our list of our top movies, our favorites of the decade.
And the number of that list
has yet to be determined.
I think we're doing 20 people.
Okay.
I think you're going to get 20 through 11 at the end of this episode. At the end of the next episode, you're going to get 10 through 1.
I started with 10 and I was like, this is just doesn't fully encapsulate it.
Right.
So
it doesn't.
Okay, we're agreed then. I have my 20 favorite movies, and we'll give 20 through 11, and then in the next episode we'll probably give all 20 just as a recap. So that's how it's going to go. You don't necessarily need to listen to them in order. They're not like conjoined like that, but it is a 2-part episode, and we're going to have some fun.
And you're going to, I guess you wouldn't need to listen to the,
That's
I was going to say, you are getting your 20 through the first part of the list.
Yeah, that's true. But it's, small stakes, I guess. So I think this is a formula we can come back to in talking about a whole bunch of decades.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the decades.
Right. All the decades.
Obviously, if we do this episode and something doesn't work, we'll tweak it for next time. But I do think it's a formula we can come back to. So we have a bunch of categories that we both planned. We're both going to be giving ensembles, action sequences, funniest scenes, scenes outright of the decade. And then, like we said, you didn't do that one?
I didn't do funniest scenes.
All right, I got you.
And covered. We're just going to.
Mine are the funniest scenes, so it doesn't really matter. And then we both have a few that we've brought to the table, like I said, that neither of us know about. But I want to start off, before we get too far, let's start off with this is the opening of the podcast still. Let's start off with the best openings of the 2000s movie. And then we'll move on and talk about some other things. Jack, do you have your top 5 openings for a 2000s movie from the year 2000 to 2009?
Yeah.
Hit me.
And I wish I could, I'm sure I could have dug deep and found some good ones, but a lot of my big movies are open very well.
Yeah, well,
in this decade.
Do you want to talk about that now? Like,
you might be hearing a lot of repeats of our favorite films, but I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them.
Yeah, and I'm probably in some categories, not all of them, I'll acknowledge ones where I'm doing this. I'm going to intentionally leave out stuff that might be on my final top 20 list.
And I did not do that for this list.
Okay. No, neither did I. I didn't either. All right, take it away. I imagine some of this are going to be the same.
For number 10.
Oh, you did 10?
Oh, yeah, I did 10.
Okay.
My bad.
No, that's okay.
I'm just going to fly through them.
Just fly through them.
Number 10, I got Watchmen.
Tight.
Yeah.
Sick. Wow, I didn't put that.
Bob Dylan, slow motion. Zack Snyder kills it. Number 9, I've got Kung Fu Panda.
That made my list of 5.
Yes. I'm looking at this now being like, how is this so low on my list?
Well, let me give the rest of the list.
Number 8, Wall-E. Number 7, Zodiac. Number 6, Gladiator.
That
Number 5, Royal Tenenbaums. Number 4, Royal Tenenbaums starts with the history of the Tenenbaum children, done incredibly. Alec Baldwin narrating. Oh, so good. Number 4, Dark Knight. That could easily be higher too. Oh wait, no.
Did you miss one?
Ooh. I had sorry, this whole thing is backed up. I had number 8, Children of Men.
Oh, yeah.
Watchmen, Children of Men, Kung Fu Panda, Wall-E, Zodiac, Gladiator, Royal Tenenbaums, Dark Knight, There Will Be Blood.
Yeah. Whew.
Man.
Most of these made my long list, if you will.
And number 1, Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah. Well,
Let's
we got some similarities. So I did number 5, Kung Fu Panda. It's just super sick opening. It's different animation. It's like a dreamlike state. It just gets you in the mood. Yeah. Number 4, I did have Gladiator. Really sick opening battle. Number 3, I had Punch Drunk Love, where he's sitting in his blue suit that he wears throughout the whole movie, and he's talking to the airline, trying to finagle like airline miles or something. Or no, or like I can't exactly remember. He's calling some company trying to use coupons like he's doing throughout the whole movie. And he's just really weird and awkward.
Super awkward.
So funny.
Such a
and
good
it
performance.
Sets up the movie the whole way through.
Yeah.
I really like that one. I left off a few of the ones that you talked about for intentional purposes. I'm talk about the movie later. Number 2, I have Memento. That first opening scene with Joe Pantoliano, where he's in, it's going backwards in time, and you see maybe the gun go off, and then all of a sudden, and then we're starting up the movie, but in reverse, and you're like, what's going on? Is he killing this guy? And he's shaking out the Polaroid of a picture of him killing him, so you don't really know what happened. But then, so it's like, what? Just kind of gets me in the mood. And then number 1, I have Inglourious Basterds. Yeah. I had to put that on. That's the best beginning, maybe ever.
Yeah. It's like 20 minutes long, super tense.
Really well acted.
Incredible acting.
Yeah, it's great. Fantastic. So, back to the podcast proper. Jack, who were you in the decade of the 2000s?
Are you ready for this?
I don't, no.
My entire teenage years were within the 2000s.
Is that right?
It was pretty much 9 to 19 were 2000 to 2019.
Yeah.
Kind of off there a little bit, but certainly all my teenage years fell within them. So obviously huge part of my upbringing. When I'm looking at all of the movies, I'm like, I saw the majority of these in theaters, which I can't really say as much these days. Or even the 2000 teens. But like at this time, I was just seeing them all.
We were at the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I wonder too, like we talked pretty reverentially about the 90s in other podcasts and how that was kind of like the peak of movie stardom.
Yeah.
And movie as like an importance to the pop culture. And the movies were fucking sick. But I will say that you and I were both pretty young in the 90s. I mean, you were born in 91.
Yeah.
And I was, by the time the 90s ended, I was 13, 14, whatever. That's not real old for going to see your movies at your own,
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like on my own volition. I had to
you
plan
could make
it out.
The calls.
I get to make the calls after the 90s. So I will say, while I probably like the 90s as a decade a little bit better, although not much looking at this list, I will say that this is when I kind of, I was probably 14 when the decade started and, early 20s when the decade ended. And I went to all these movies. I could choose what I wanted to go see.
I remember all the Oscars. Like I watched all of these Oscars 100%. Remember them.
Yeah.
Remember all my feelings during them.
Yeah.
Wanted to see movies that I probably wasn't allowed to see yet, but from watching the Oscars and successfully did somehow.
And I just think we were kind of that age. I mean, you were a little bit younger than me, but of that age where this is when like movies really, if you're going to become a movie person, the ages from like 12 to like 21 are when you really probably fall in love with movies the best. I mean, there's probably that watershed light bulb moment that hits when you're like 6 or 7 or whatever, the first time you see whatever.
Yeah.
And it just kind of makes you fall in love with it. Titanic maybe for you. I know we talked about that in another episode.
Right.
But when you can kind of start going on movies on your own and choosing what you want to watch going with your friends, doing the whole thing. I mean, that was this decade for us.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different timeline, but pretty
And
much.
you moved out. What year was that? 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
So it was like
2005.
right when I was going into high school. You were going into college. You moved out. So it was like the first time on my own. Like you got to find your own movies. You know,
Right,
You don't have Josh here bringing home movies, telling you what to watch. You gotta
Right.
figure it out.
Yeah, and you go see a bunch of stuff, and especially in the later years of college. I was still going to a lot of movies in I'm not I said college, I meant high school. I was still going to a lot of movies in college, even though that's
yeah.
where you're like party years. But I still went to a
That's
bunch
when
of
I was
movies.
going to hell movies.
Yeah,
And I would come out to San Francisco and we'd go see
we
movies.
would go see movies. We saw a bunch of like midnight showings.
Yeah, a lot of midnight showings. I remember seeing Die Hard.
Live Free or Die Hard.
Pretty good. Ooh, didn't make any of my lists.
I think that's probably okay, but I do like that movie.
I do like
I think I like that movie more than a lot of people like that movie.
Same.
But we didn't like grow up with the original Die Hards though,
Right.
necessarily. All right, how do you feel about this decade of movie as a whole?
Well,
Where would
very
you rank
positive
it?
about it.
Yeah, is that like a personal thing, or like can you remove yourself?
It's a couple things.
objectively?
I think the 2000s did a good job of combining the greatness of the indie films that started in the 1990s and then the blockbusters that started in the 90s.
Yeah.
And you started getting kind of more indie blockbusters, question mark, or like, indie, I guess maybe indie films became bigger and blockbusters became better
Yeah,
because special effects got better.
I can get
And-
behind that. I also think that it's probably. I mean, it's Iron Man hit in 2008. They made superhero movies, but we've talked about a few times that after Iron Man and once they started doing
Yeah.
MCU, like that
was
became
all
movie
it was.
culture for
Yeah.
better or worse. And we like those movies, but you weren't, because it was such a money-making proposition, you weren't really getting too many other different movies, and things changed. So this was kind of like right before that happened. We were still getting all kinds of different movies and good ones, really, and people would put money into it. So I think that's pretty cool. I also, for me personally, this is different, but in 2013 is when I had my first child, and then I entered in sort of what I call like the 7-year gap of seeing movies. I was just too tired.
Yeah. Right.
And if I got babysitting, I wouldn't necessarily want to go not talk to my wife for 2 hours by
Right.
watching a movie. So
Yeah.
I missed out on a lot. I've since gone back and watched many of them, but like this was the decade right before that happened, and we were just out there seeing movies. So it was
Yeah.
pretty fun. Didn't see them all. There might be some glaring holes in my list for a couple people, and that's okay. What are you going to do? Can't see everything. So why don't we, before we take a break, why don't we jump in and do like another top 5, but an independent top 5?
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
You can.
I will go first. So I kind of want to save this one for later. I'm going to start off with a fun one. Best quotes. So I have 6 written down. I'm tempted to do 6 because
Just do 6.
we took out the 5s.
Yeah.
We're now the long list. This is my long list. All right. Here's my 6 quotes that I think are either funny or great. I'm not fucking drinking any Merlot.
Nice.
That became a thing.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Merlot industry.
R.I.P. Merlot. Out of nowhere. They didn't know. It was
Shots
coming.
fired. Yeah.
And
Drive
they
by on
went
Merlot,
down.
and then everything changed for them.
Sideways is amazing.
Everyone, I really like Sideways.
I rewatched it like, I don't know, maybe like a year ago. I think it was for Alex's first time watching it. I was like, wow, this really holds up. I was like worried
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be that good.
Oh,
I was
good.
like,
I haven't seen it.
I think
in
I like
years.
it more than I used to.
Oh, nice. Well, we're also kind of getting closer to the age of those guys.
Right, yeah.
I remember Becky not liking that movie, but I haven't
well-
watched it in years. So
I mean, yeah.
There's
There's a lot of assholes in that movie.
that's true. A lot of assholes in this next one too, which she also doesn't like. This is the only one on my list that might potentially make my final list.
I don't know what that means, but
This is the only one I didn't exclude because it might make my top 20. This quote, this next quote. Of course, that's spoiling the lead, but what are you going to do? Now, that's a big trunk. It holds a tuba, a suitcase, a dead dog, a garment bag, almost perfectly. Yes, that's what they said in the catalog.
Wonder Boys.
That's Wonder Boys. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of good quotes in that one,
A lot of
too.
good quotes. I had 3 written down, and I deleted 2.
Man.
The other one I had was, the dog is dead, James.
Yeah.
I know a dead dog when
I know a
see
dead
one.
dog when I see it. That might have to be my pick for that one.
Oh, it kills me. Okay, number 4, or wherever
I
I'm
never
at.
forget an Uma. Is that the
Ula.
line? Ula.
Double Dickle on the Rocks.
Yeah.
I Wish I Knew How to Quit You from Brokeback Mountain.
Nice.
That became an iconic one. That's heavy hitter. The only true outcome in this bankrupt world is what you share with people when you're uncool. That's from Almost Famous. Pretty sick line. Okay, here's another one. We're all different, especially him. But there's something kind of fantastic about that, isn't there? That's from Fantastic Mr. Fox. Love that line. Here's my number 1. This is my favorite. I don't love the movie, but this line is sick. Forgiveness is between them and God. Forgiveness is between them and God. It's my job to arrange the meeting, from Man on Fire.
Wait, say it again.
Forgiveness is between them and God. It's my job to arrange the meeting.
Tight.
Yeah.
Man on Fire.
Fucking sick. Don't love it. Tony Scott. When's
Tony
the Tony
Scott.
Scott episode?
For real. The Scott Bros.
Yeah. We'll do it. All right. Do you have a fun top 5 to give that I
Yeah,
don't
but
know about? Or do you want to add anything?
Well, I really like...
Did you do best quotes?
No.
Okay, good.
I really like... I'm gonna. Can I paraphrase it? Should I look
Just
it up?
paraphrase. No, yeah.
Paraphrase is that night Etheline had all of her children in her house for the first time in 17 years. Which
What is that?
Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, nice.
And it's Alec Baldwin narrating it. It might be one of my favorite like line drops in a narration.
Yeah.
Because it's like right at the end of, I don't know, the ending. I mean, the beginning is like so long and like drawn out.
Yeah.
And at that moment, you're like, oh, that's what this movie is about.
Yeah, the family.
It's
yeah.
so cool. Like
Yeah.
they're all here.
I guess.
So good.
Uh,
You might have to share hot takes on Royal Tenenbaums.
no, I don't want to do that because I've seen it twice. I think I saw it too young first and then watched it again and didn't really get it. It's one of those movies that everyone universally tells me is excellent and I just don't see it. So I think I'm wrong. Like that's one I'll admit, like I need to revisit it again. I'm not ready to give hot
I'm
takes.
positive you're wrong.
You're not positive?
No, I am positive. You're
Oh
wrong.
yeah. No, and I'm willing to accept that. Like everybody has misses in their movie viewing career. I think that's a miss for me. So just to be clear, it's not going to show up on any of my lists for a reason. I don't love the movie, but
Okay, I got
will
your back
admit,
on that one.
I figured you would. I will admit I'm probably wrong about that.
It's the last great Wes Anderson before he goes full Wes. He never goes back to anything remotely like
Right.
Another
movie I think I'm wrong about, which I also think that you like, I could be wrong, is Drive. Did not like Drive when it came out. And everybody's like, dude, it's amazing. It's a sick action movie. I was like, whatever.
Drive is more understandable.
Okay.
That you don't like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not going to die on that hill.
I'll watch it again at some point.
Cool.
But all right, give me a list.
What year is Drive?
No, it's not in the 2000s. I think it's like 2014 or something.
Okay. All right. So because I was so rudely left out of the food podcast,
Oh!
made total sense, and I'm glad you guys did that. I'm gonna give you my top 5 food scenes.
Good.
From the 2000s.
Okay, good.
Which easily might be my top 5 food scenes ever.
Oh, come on.
Well, the first one also isn't specific because it's sprinkled throughout the whole film without it being a food movie.
All right.
But it's Amelie. Food throughout that whole movie.
Yeah.
It's not about food in any sort of way other
Right.
than that she likes little treats. But
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
so many great little moments. Food and drink. Sipping something. There's the whole
Yeah.
like roast, like somebody cooking a roast chicken. That's like really satisfying as well.
Yeah.
Creme brulee breaking.
Oh, that's right.
The creme
Yeah.
brulee. That might be the moment. Maybe I'll use that. I'll say the creme brulee
That's a
breaking.
good one.
Number 4 is Randy eats in every scene from Ocean's 11. And I'll give you my
Randy, Russ.
Rusty.
Rusty.
Wow.
We got there.
Yikes. How do I literally wrote down Randy. Didn't look right. Didn't know what I was doing. Man,
Russ, dumbass.
Might have been late
It's
night.
rusty. We
writing
got
that
that
one
together.
down.
Oh, man. No, that's great.
Eats in every scene. I'll give you my two favorites.
I have a follow-up when you're done.
I'll give you my two favorites. Nachos, which is, I believe, the first one. This man is eating nachos in the middle of like a parking lot and somehow makes it look delicious and somehow is wearing a suit and totally clean. I love it. And the other one is shrimp cocktail.
It had to be the shrimp cocktail.
Shrimp cocktail in the middle of the floor, like a busy-ass hotel. Yeah. It's great. Number 3.
Wait, before you go on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So my kids for a while didn't know who Brad Pitt was, but they're like weirdly, I mean, they're totally in on the movie thing. We watch like movie quizzes. I don't know how long this will last, but I'm gonna keep it going as long as I can.
Right.
And they call Brad Pitt the foodie now because they've noticed that he's eating not only in every scene in that, but in most movies.
Most movies.
So they call him the foodie if they can't think of his name.
He likes that acting choice.
Yeah.
That's like the thing.
It's the
he's
thing he
like,
goes back
I
to.
like eating and yeah.
All right, sorry.
Must be horrible for continuity. Jeez.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He probably doesn't have to do many takes. Actually, I don't know that at all. Number 3 is Denethor eats everything, including tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
Somehow just like makes me hungry while this terrifying man is eating in front of this little hobbit. Number 2 is Hans Landa eats strudel.
Yeah.
Similarly terrifying, similarly
puts a cigarette out in it too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And number 1 is Anton Ego eats ratatouille for the first time and gets transported back in time.
Fantastic. Good list.
Thank you.
All right. Should we take a quick break before we kind of jump into some other top 5s?
Sure.
All right, let's take a quick break. Be right back. All right, coming back. So, figured we'd jump right back in and do another independent top 5. How many do you have?
What?
Independent, unknown to me top 5s.
I think I have 2 more.
Okay, I have a few. So why don't I give one, because I think this one kind of relates to what I'm about to talk about next. Actually, hang on. Let me look at this. This is good podcasting.
Super good.
Yeah. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give some stats. Then I'm going to give my independent top 5. All right. So I'm going to give the Best Picture nominees from the years 2000 to 2009. And for those keeping track at home, not nominees, I'm sorry, winners.
Okay.
Sorry.
When we get to 2008, that's going to be a lot of talking.
Sorry. And for those keeping track at home, I'm giving the movie year, not when it won the award. So like if you double check me online, because I don't want to, 2009's movie won in 2010 Oscars.
I have the numbers up.
What do you mean you have the numbers up?
The 73rd Academy Awards was the first of the decade, or representing the decade.
Oh, there you go.
73rd was the 2001 Oscars, which were
was the
for the films of 2000.
Right. But it's a little confusing. So we're doing the year, not the year that the movie won. The year the movie came out.
I get it.
I know you get it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So 2000, Gladiator. Good one. That was like a thing. 2001, Beautiful Mind, another Russell Crowe. Maybe not as good. 2002, Chicago. 2003 was Return of the King.
Okay. Let's
pause it there.
Let's just pause for a second.
All right.
Gladiator, nothing really up against it. Maybe Traffic.
Did Traffic not win?
No, Gladiator won.
I thought it. No, I guess I mean
it won a lot.
It must have won like director or something.
Yeah, Steven Soderbergh got it.
Our guy. We just saw, what do you call it?
Yeah,
good movie.
It was a good movie. What was that movie called?
Black Flag.
There we go.
It was a good movie.
Black Bag.
Black Bag is what it was called.
Beautiful Mind beat Fellowship.
Randy eats a lot of food in Ocean's 11,
We really had to go back to the Randy thing.
Well, I'm screwing up Black Bag over here. Go ahead.
Beautiful Mind, Fellowship, loses to Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
I'm not liking that one.
No.
I kind of maybe understand at the time.
I mean, it kind of, from the beginning, they were like, we're going to give it to Return of the King.
Similarly, with this year, I thought Gosford Park won. I don't know why.
Oh.
I just thought Gosford Park was the Best Picture winner of that year.
That's weird.
It is weird.
Beautiful Mind, not that good. Don't really like it. It's fine.
Yeah, it didn't age well. And it's also apparently not very accurate at all to what happened.
Oh, I didn't know
Chicago beats
Two Towers.
Also not a great decision, but still maybe kind of understandable just because we didn't know what exactly we were getting. I don't know.
Not a great movie.
What, Two Towers?
No.
Chicago?
I don't really like Chicago. It's fine.
I mean, it's a pretty good for a musical in my opinion.
I guess.
No?
It's fine. It's fine. It's not terrible. It's just like I've barely watched it since, and I don't really like that director. Have you seen the movie 9?
No.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, I hear it's not great.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting sidetracked.
All right. Well, we're caught up.
2003 Return of the King definitely should have won.
Yep.
2004 $1 Million Baby.
Oof. Not a bad movie, but
It's not a bad movie. It's certainly not one that I'm really ever going to watch again. I don't know do you have the nominees?
yeah, Aviator, Finding Neverland, Ray, and Sideways. Not a great year for film.
Well, I don't even know what else came out that year. I'm sure we could think of something. Maybe just not a good nominations year. Sideways is good. But I don't really love the other movies.
Eternal Sunshine was that year.
Oh, yeah.
Collateral was that year.
Yeah. I mean, those are far better
Incredibles
movies.
was that year. I'm just saying things that I could potentially see as Best Picture nominations,
Right.
looking at it from today's perspective.
I mean,
Wow,
we should also
it was
say...
a really bad Oscars year.
Yeah.
Like, it was those movies, then that's it for
Damn.
all of the categories.
That's lame. And then we should also say, like, the Oscars definitely nominate quote-unquote Oscar movies, but I don't think it should be that way. Like, just get the best movies.
No, and
But that's a different conversation.
we're going to get there, but, this decade had a lot to do with changing that
Yeah.
because of The Dark Knight, essentially.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, like, well, whatever. We're going to keep going on. 2005 was Crash. 2000, also problematic. 2006 was The Departed. Great. Love it.
Good call on that one.
2009, No Country. I think they got that one right. I mean, you could nitpick here or there about different other movies, but that was a great movie year. 2008 was Slumdog Millionaire.
Well, let's back up. 2007 Oscars was jam-packed, and the year was jam-packed.
Yeah.
Continue.
2008 was, do we want to go over 2007?
2007 was There'll Be Blood, Michael Clayton, Juno, if you're into that certain thing, that's what was nominated. Juno was good. I actually like Juno. Eastern Promises.
That was nominated?
Atonement. What? For what?
For Best Picture?
No. Oh, sorry. I was just giving you
Movies.
Movies. The nominations for Best Picture were No Country,
Sure.
Atonement, Juno, Michael Clayton, and There Will Be Blood.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
I don't really like Atonement.
Yeah, I only saw it the one time in theaters.
Yeah, me too.
Not gonna do
I
it
saw it at the West Portal Theater.
Nice. I saw it with our parents. Yeah.
Tough one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 2007 was
Ratatouille.
Yeah, a lot of good movies in 2007. Zodiac.
Yeah. True. Didn't get nominated for much or like anything.
I have it coming up later.
Born Ultimatum.
Sick.
So good. Assassination of Jesse James.
Yeah.
You ever see The Diving Bell and the Butterfly?
No, never saw it.
Trippy. American Gangster.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. All right.
A little disappointing, but ended up being good once you kind of got over the fact that it didn't live up to my extremely
Into the Wild. I was really into the Wild.
You were into the Wild.
Yeah.
Count me out on that one. Don't love it.
Pardon.
I'm just saying. I'm
What's
glad
wrong
you
with
like
Into
it.
the Wild?
What?
What's wrong with Into the Wild?
That's just not for me.
Jeez.
It's just whatever. Just dies at the end. Whatever. Why did I watch this movie? 2008, Slumdog Millionaire. That's a fine movie. It's a good movie. But that was the big, fork in the road point where they're like, how did we not nominate
The
Dark Knight? I have the
Basically
nominees
because
somewhere.
it was, it got like 8 nominations, The Dark Knight. It was everybody's favorite movie. Made
by
$1
far
billion.
the biggest,
biggest movie of the year.
Box office
Changed
hit.
a lot of things. it was,
in the
influential.
zeitgeist.
Definitely.
It was the movie, and it's
And
like
people were pissed off that it just didn't get that because it wasn't. I mean, looking at it, you wouldn't be like, this is going to be nominated for Best Picture.
right.
But you were kind of like, it should be. And then
Right.
it didn't. And then people were just mad.
Well, it's also like if the Oscars want to get people interested in movies, maybe nominate a movie that people have seen and like. The other nominees that year were like Frost Nixon,
Curious
Milk.
Case of Benjamin
Curious
Button.
Case of
Milk.
Benjamin
I
Button.
like Milk a lot.
I know you do.
honest.
Yeah. Milk is good.
Milk is good.
Frost Nixon is whatever.
Yeah, it was whatever.
And then I think The Reader got nominated. I don't even think I've seen that.
Should we do another 5 minutes on Curious Case of Benjamin Button?
No. 2009, to finish off the decade, was The Hurt Locker. So that was the first year that they expanded the list of nominees. Do you have those nominees?
Yeah.
Well, hit me with it. Hurt Locker's good.
Yeah, I only saw it the once, and I remember being like, "Well, this
I've
is
only seen it once, too.
intense and but good,
Very
But, like,
effective for what it's doing.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
Catherine
sick.
Bigelow.
Right. And well, go ahead. I don't know what you're going to say.
Well, I was gonna say that it's not as good as Zero Dark 30, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was going to say. I was going to say that she was formerly married to James Cameron, and they got divorced, and he came out with Avatar, and everybody expected Avatar to win that year, and she won for Hurt Locker.
Ooh, I love it. Wow, I did not know that.
Little extra layer
Yeah.
of drama there.
That's great. Yeah, the nominees: Hurt Locker, Avatar, The Blind Side,
Whatever.
District. Okay, this is
District 9 got nominated for Best Picture?
This is the most like the year after they decide to do 10 movies
Yeah.
sort of movie list. It's
Well,
like,
but
all right,
that's-
fine, we're just gonna put all of them in there.
Well, that's cool though. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
District 9 you wouldn't expect, but like it was a really good movie and really
Super
interesting. So like, let's reward that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else the nominees are, but it shouldn't just be the quote unquote Oscar movies. Is my point, even though it often is.
This is actually a pretty good list. Of 10
Hit me.
movies. Hurt Locker, Avatar, Blind Side, District 9, An Education. Never seen it, unfortunately.
I haven't seen it.
Inglorious Bastards,
Yeah.
Precious,
Oh,
A Serious Man,
oh,
Up,
Okay.
and Up in the Air.
oh, that's a good list.
Yeah,
those are
pretty
good
good list.
movies. I'd watch any of those tonight.
Wow.
Nice. All right. Well, so here was my list that I was going to do before I read those, but I wanted to read those first. Here are my lists for worst Oscar decisions of the decade.
Hit
Okay.
me.
No nominations for Zodiac. That's my number 5. That's bad job by them.
That could have been a number one.
Well, it could have been. You can't tell me that not one under the line thing at least can get nominated for Zodiac.
Right. Luckily, it did a good job of cementing itself in film history. I mean, it will always be considered one of the best films of.
Oh, I agree.
the
I think it's
21st
lived
century.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It didn't get forgotten like a lot of really good movies do. Crash over Brokeback Mountain.
ooh,
That's a bad
good
one.
take.
Yeah. Brokeback Mountain should have won.
Should have won.
Everybody thought it would win.
Ang Lee won.
And Crash is right. And Crash is sort of kind of, I don't know, not cancel's the wrong word, but it's sort of been like, this is not the fix on racism people thought it was at the time. So,
Right.
Not nominating Dark Knight
Okay.
in Best Picture. I don't care if it didn't win, because like you said, it's not a quote unquote Oscar movie, but it's not nominated. We already went over the nominees. We don't have to redo it. Not nominating, this is my number 2, not nominating Paul Giamatti or Jim Carrey. Paul Giamatti for Sideways or Jim Carrey for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind in 2004 for Best Actor. Here are your nominees, Jack.
Oh.
Jamie Foxx won. I'm okay with it. It's kind of an impression, but it's a good one. He has some really, he's good.
That was pretty good.
I also got nominated for Collateral. And
He also
sort of-
couldn't see the entire time that he was filming.
I'm okay with it. It's really good. That's the first movie Becky and I saw on a date, in our second round of dating.
Super romantic.
Right. Well, true. Holds a special place in my heart. Don Cheadle and Hotel Rwanda, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Here are the ones I'm not really okay with, ranking from the how unokay I am with it. Leo DiCaprio in The Aviator. I think we both kind of gave our Aviator opinions. It's fine. He's fine. I only need 2 spots, so I'm going to keep him in. Clint Eastwood in $1 Million Baby.
Wow.
It's a fine movie. Whatever. It's a well-directed movie, and he got rewarded for it. He's just being Clint Eastwood, and he's like, I can barely
Yeah.
understand what he's saying.
100%.
Get him out of there.
He just gave the guy 2 other huge awards
Right.
this evening.
We do not need to reward him for his acting over the other 2 that I mentioned, Paul Giamatti and Jim Carrey, who are
Incredible.
phenomenal in their respective movies. This is the worst one. Johnny Depp in Finding Neverland.
Whew.
Just like the movie sucked and is boring. He's doing nothing And it's actually one of the few times Johnny Depp doesn't turn into some really weird dude in a movie.
Yeah.
So I kind of commend him for that. But it's just a really, I don't even know like why anybody liked this movie. Yeah. It's just really boring and nothing. And no one's talked about it since.
And there's Paul fucking Giamatti and Jim fucking Carrey
who
in
are
iconic
cooking.
roles.
Yeah.
Who are cooking.
Yeah. So that, it's just, I don't understand it. All right. Here's my number one. I don't even know if you know this. I was shocked when I saw this. City of God did not get nominated for Best Foreign Language Film in the year that it came out.
I literally saw this today. I was like, because
That's unbelievable.
He got nominated for Best Director.
Yeah, and
then I looked down and I looked at the list. I was like, wait,
it didn't make it for foreign language.
Is there actually a reason behind that?
I don't know. I didn't do too much research. Like sometimes the country doesn't submit the movie in order to be nominated. There could be some chicanery there, but I was shocked. So that's unbelievable, and it's a wonderful movie, and it got nominated several other points in those same Oscars. So I don't understand it. All right, I'm gonna run through some more stats for you.
They definitely submitted it. Brazil.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I had the nominees up somewhere and I lost them, so I must not have put them in the document. But and to be honest, I didn't remember seeing many, if any of them. But
that was
it's
a
just
good
hard
list.
for me. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's just hard for me to believe that movie was like one of the rare foreign language films that really kind of like takes over popular culture for a little bit.
Yeah,
and it was really
like
good.
It was a big film student movie or like film kid movie. You know what I mean? Like,
and it was well reviewed. I just don't understand why it didn't make it. Maybe it was too. I mean, it's very violent, but
very violent, and it was different. I mean, it was like not a lot of movies doing that sort of thing at the time.
Oh yeah, really good. All right, I also have the top box office movies of the decade. One caveat.
In order?
Huh?
In order?
Yes.
Cool.
But one caveat. I had no repeats in a franchise. Actually, I think that's my only caveat. Like, most of them were filled up by Harry Potter movies. I put the first Harry Potter movie and then didn't put any other following Harry Potter movies.
Well, which one had the highest?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you the list.
Of the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, but I didn't put
you meant the first Harry Potter movie, meaning the number one highest grossing.
Correct.
Okay.
Which actually, in this case, is the Sorcerer's Source. Yeah. So I didn't do that. There were multiple Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
The first Harry Potter movie was the highest grossing Harry Potter movie? Oh, in the 2000s. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Go.
Here we go. Avatar, number 1. Return of the King, number 2. Pirates of the Caribbean, number 3.
Nice.
Another Pirates movie made the list too, but I obviously didn't do repeats. So Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, number 4. The Dark Knight, number 5. Finding Nemo, number 6. Again, if you're following along, these aren't actually the records because there's other movies in the franchises here. Shrek 2, number 7. Spider-Man 3, number 4. Number 8. I said number 4. Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, a movie I have not heard of, number 9. And Revenge of the Sith, number 10. I was a little surprised it was that low.
Is Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs not the first one?
No.
That's just Ice Age.
Ice Age. I've seen at least 2 or 3 Ice Age movies because I have children. I don't believe I've seen this movie or knew that it exists. And it was the 9th highest grossing movie of the 2000s.
That's crazy.
If you're not including...
I understand.
All right.
Crazy.
We're shifting gears here. Oftentimes, actors are rewarded and awarded for their specific performances, right? They get acknowledged in all the big award shows, but it's rare that an ensemble gets nominated. I think just SAG Awards does it. I could be wrong about that. Maybe the BAFTAs do it too. Not really important. But what we wanted to do is acknowledge ensemble performances in a top 5 list. What do you think qualifies? Like, what are you looking for in a great ensemble, and how many people?
It depends.
Okay, talk it out.
There are multiple layers here. I give you 2 that may or may not make my list, but are kind of different for the 2 reasons I'm talking about. You got Ocean's 11, hell of fucking people,
right? All great.
Everybody cooking.
Yeah, all great.
But like a lot of people. That's kind of what established it. Then you got Zodiac. which is like an ensemble because there's not really one main character.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's probably like 3 or 4 main characters, but everybody's doing so good that it's just like, oh, this is an ensemble.
Where do you stand on like let me think of an example. Okay, where do you stand on something like Something's Gotta Give, where yes, it's an ensemble, but really we're just there for Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton's chemistry, so it's really like a duo with like a bunch of other people in it.
Well, I kind of think the same thing about like Finding Nemo or something. Like
Okay,
you're following the 2
Right.
main characters, but there's so many characters in it.
Or maybe another better one would be like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, where like you're clearly following the 2 main guys and they are fantastic. And then there's a bunch of other people that are kind of good too. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting to. Is that an ensemble?
Less of an ensemble.
Yeah. Well, I didn't include that one in my list for the record. So has to be more than 2, preferably more than, preferably like a handful at least. And I think everybody has to be good.
Yes.
It can't just be like
At least 85% have to be.
Yeah, it can't just be like 2 people are great and then the rest of them are okay. All right, who? I feel like I've been talking for a while. Why don't you give your list if you're ready for it?
Okay, so my list as it stands, which I'd be down to talk this one out because
talk
I
it
feel
out.
like
We're just kind of
could've been
finding
more
the
creative.
formula on this episode.
so I got 5 Ocean's 11. I got 4 Best in Show.
That made my long list.
I got 3 Traffic.
Traffic. Okay, haven't seen it in a while. No, I just haven't seen it in a while.
But to me, that is like the definition of an ensemble.
Well,
You know
because
what I mean?
there's a
That's
bunch
like
of
an
different
ensemble.
intersecting storylines.
Right, and
yeah.
everybody's super good.
I just haven't seen it in a long time. It's not committed to memory.
Number 2 is Royal Tenenbaums, and number 1 is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So a little boring there at the end, kind of obvious.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, I don't know. I mean, Lord of the Rings, you have to put in there for 2000s ensemble movies.
You have to. It made my list.
Royal Tenenbaums is one of my favorite films ever, and it is also about like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And all of Wes Anderson movies are ensemble movies. You put Life Aquatic. Of course, he put Life Aquatic instead of Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, well, I did.
Ooh, goofy little, we're running around. No, I love Life Aquatic. It's certainly one of my favorites.
Yeah, I think it's just a blind spot for me on Tenenbaums. I'll fix it. Whenever we do the we rented Bottle Rocket from the library.
So good.
It's at my house right now. I haven't seen it in forever. And Becky's like, I've never seen this. So
Both films, Owen brothers. Both films, the Wilson brothers. Whoa. Okay, backing up. Both films, the Wilson brothers, not playing brothers.
Oh,
Royal Tenenbaums and Bottle Rocket.
didn't know that.
They're very different.
Awesome. They do look very different.
Well, they like act very different, and it comes out in these.
Well,
Anyways.
we'll remedy this for the eventual Wes Anderson podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's coming, but it's definitely coming. All right, here's my list. Number 5, Mean Girls.
Oh,
Yeah. Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, Tina Fey, Amanda Seyfried, Lacey Chabert, don't remember how to pronounce her name, Lizzie Chaplin, Tim Meadows, Anna Gasteyer, bunch of people.
yeah.
They're all good.
So good.
Super funny.
Damn.
Life Aquatic, as previously mentioned. I don't really think I need to go through the whole list on that one. It's a huge Wes Anderson list of actors. Number 3, Burn After Reading.
It crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I just not a big fan.
Oh, you don't like that movie? We saw it together.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Moving on. Well, I don't know. Should I read the list? George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Frances McDormand, John Malkovich, Tilda Swinton, Richard Jenkins, J.K. Simmons. A lot of Oscar winners in there. Number 2, I have Lord of the Rings. Number 1, Ocean's 11.
Nice.
That was like the biggest like star power ensemble, so I included that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way high up there.
Very 2000s film.
I love the Ocean's
we haven't been
trilogy.
nominating.
Huh?
Do we need to nominate?
Oh, yeah, we haven't been nominating. All right, that's okay.
2 that have come up so far that I've thought of.
Before we do this, we should write this down. Do you have a pen and paper?
I can just do it on here.
Okay. Okay, so let's start
Yeah, paying more
paying
attention.
more
to that.
attention to the nominations. Do you have anything you want to nominate of the movies we've talked so far?
Just because we're on the subject, I say we could throw in Ocean's 11.
Okay. I like it. I would like to
These
nominate.
are all right. Are we just going to be writing down only five movies? Right
No,
now?
I think we should
just
write down,
and then we pick
and then
five
we pick
movies.
five.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want me to write down?
Avatar.
Okay. Have we talked about Avatar yet?
Not really. It's not my favorite, but it was such a big movie.
Just the Catherine Bigelow fuck you, which I love.
I mean, I like Avatar. It's a good movie. It's just not one of my favorites.
I loved it the first time I saw it.
Yeah, it's
I remember,
like nothing we've ever seen before.
Oh man, it was. I have a good little Avatar story. I went with one of my friends, and 3 of my other friends wanted to go, but they couldn't make the movie time that we wanted to go to, and they wanted to go to like a super late one. And we're like, it's 3 hours long. So me and Austin go, and we're like floored and just in the right place mentally and loved it. And then everybody else went and they hated it. And we all met up later that night and got in a
Did you fucking see that?
We literally got in a huge argument in the street about like this movie.
It's a good movie. I like it.
good.
I like the second one too. It's just not one that has a huge slice of my mind's occupancy.
Nice.
I'll also nominate Lord of the Rings.
Okay. The trilogy.
Yeah.
We're gonna establish that right now, that we're gonna
just
lump
the
all
trilogy.
these 3 together.
Was there anything else I wanted to nominate?
Yeah, we'll come back around to it.
Oh, well, right now I'll just nominate one more.
Jeez, you already got 3 on this list. What?
Gladiator. That was a big movie in the beginning.
Yeah.
You disagree?
Well, I disagree with it making the top 10 most important films of the
Well, we'll have to talk
2000s.
it out.
I know. That's why I said, yeah.
All right. We're good on nominations right now?
Yes.
Okay, switching gears. We also have the whole other second episode, too.
I know.
Switching gears, we're going to talk about action sequences.
No,
Whoop.
actually. Sorry. I'm going to stick with acting for a little bit.
Oh, do it.
What were we just talking? What was our list before this? What were we
Ensemble.
doing? Ensemble? Yeah. I'm going smaller. I got supporting characters for you.
Hit me.
And I'm not sure. This is going to be a talk out one. We're gonna talk this out.
Okay.
Not sure if we're doing performances or if we're
character.
doing characters, just the actual character. I
Well,
also will argue to venture: do we make a separate list for villains? Because I got some big ones here. And is a villain a supporting character?
It is.
Okay.
But you know, they can be two different things. If you have 2 lists, I say
I don't
both
have 2 lists.
Okay.
I just have kind of a not necessarily 10, and it's not necessarily ranked yet.
Just give me the list. This is supporting characters,
Supporting characters,
including villains.
including villains.
Okay.
Maybe in no general order right now. So I'm just going to go for it.
Hit me.
Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3.
Of course.
Margot Tenenbaum. Suck it.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. in Wonder Boys or Zodiac.
I could
Give
go
you
either.
Each one, maybe both.
I think I go Zodiac if I had to choose.
All right, we're going Paul Avery then, which is RDJ and
No,
Zodiac.
I understand.
Paul Bettany in A Knight's Tale.
Oh, what a great pick.
Thank you.
I've been trying. I love A Knight's Tale. I've been trying to figure out ways to get it on my list.
That was the way. That was the way.
I couldn't figure out. I mean, it's like it doesn't have any great action scenes or great funny scenes or whatever, but that's the way. Way to go, Jack.
Anton Chigurh,
Of course.
of course. No Country for Old Men. Hans Landa
Of course.
and Glorious Bastards.
Well, this is turning into a villains list.
Gandalf
Okay. I love it.
and Tom Wilkinson and Michael Clayton
he's
as
great.
Arthur
He's
Edens.
fucking great.
All right, so I'm just gonna
No
go
Joker.
for it. I'm just gonna go for it. No Joker is because it's super obvious. All right, so maybe it's 2 lists. Maybe it's Anton Chigurh, Hans Landa, Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3,
Joker.
Joker, and there was a 5th that I said in villains.
It's probably on that screen that you're not looking at.
Hans Landa,
Yeah.
Anton Chigurh,
Right.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, Mission
Yep.
Impossible 3.
We could probably think of it.
All right, maybe I only have 4 for the villains. Go. Think of another one. Ooh, I got one.
Okay.
Chris Cooper in Adaptation. He's
Oh,
not really a villain. He's not really a villain enough.
Meryl Streep's as
Meryl
much
Streep.
as much of a villain
Okay.
as that.
Meryl Streep goes from being the farthest thing from a villain in
Yeah,
that movie.
to,
And
like,
in the last
wanting to kill him.
45 minutes just completely changes. I also don't know if that's
That
like
movie's
part
so
fiction.
weird.
Movie is crazy. Joker.
Well, yeah, that makes 4, right? Oh, here's a good one. Bill the Butcher, Gangs of New York. That's a good one. He's like the only good part of that movie, too.
That is a good one.
Voldemort, Commodus.
So I feel like I'm forgetting one again because now I have Bill the Butcher. I got 5 on here. Philip Seymour Hoffman, Bill the Butcher, Anton Chigurh, Hans Landa, and the Joker.
Yeah, I think that makes us 5.
Cool.
That's good.
All
That's
right,
great.
We'll leave it there.
We're going Bill the Butcher over Commodus.
Then we're going Bill the Butcher over Commodus.
Okay, I just wanted to.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to talk it
Commodus
out.
is good, but
I just want to talk it out.
yeah. Then we got
For side characters,
for not bad
non-villainous
people.
side characters.
Maybe I put in Chris Cooper on this just because it's
He's
such a great performance.
He's
but,
great.
But I don't know. I'm gonna put Margot Tenenbaum. I don't really care.
Do it.
Margot Tenenbaum, Paul Bettany, and Paul Bettany in Master and Commander as well.
I thought about it.
Yeah. Tom Wilkinson, Gandalf, Robert Downey Jr.
It's great.
Now let's talk about Robert Downey Jr. This man established himself in this decade.
Yes, he did.
A crazy, even the ones like he's in like 3 movies in almost every year. Like a lot of small stuff. Also,
Yeah.
Scanner Darkly. There's another smaller one that fit in there, but I'll give you his development into who we know him as today. Starting off with straight off in 2000, Wonder Boys. Incredible.
Just an incredible movie that like 19 people have seen, and or nobody talks about.
Nobody talks about it. I guess there's a world where I could see someone not liking this movie, but it
They're
certainly
wrong.
isn't me. Starting off with that, he's already kind of established his little sassy, quirky character. I mean, I
Yeah.
know he's always been that, but this is really, it starts coming out. Then he's got Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, another one that it
Fantastic.
really starts to come out. He's a little crazier in that one, though. Good Night and Good Luck in the same year as
Never
Kiss Kiss
saw it.
Bang Bang. Then Zodiac, and then Iron Man.
And then he sets up
And then-
Iron Man for the next decade. Good job.
Yep.
Good job by him. Really impressive how, I mean, we don't really have to go into his struggles, but
Yeah.
really impressive how he got himself out of it,
Right.
cleaned himself up,
People thought he was gone.
had a whole second half to his career,
Yep.
almost like a second and third act to his career.
Right.
He's still going, just won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Good job, RDJ. Okay, good list.
Struggled there for a second, but we got through it.
Yeah. We might have to chop that up in the editing block a little bit, but it's gonna sound great.
Gonna be fine.
Okay, best action sequences. So, how did you go about this list? And by that I
Fluidly.
mean what?
Fluidly.
That's good.
I don't know.
Like, did you want to put a chase scene in there? Did you want to put like a fight scene in there? Did you just do your favorite action scenes like without any consideration?
I considered all of this, and I kind of just landed on something that felt good, but this is another one I could talk out easily because I continue thinking of things.
Yeah, I agree. I had a tough time with this one, but I eventually just landed on the ones that I thought were the coolest.
Maybe we could just like fly through our 5 and maybe talk about other ones that we thought of as well. Or maybe we'll just hit.
Just
them.
fly through it. Give me your 5.
I did. Number 5 is Jason Bourne versus the agent in like a knife fist fight
Hell
scene.
yes.
In Supremacy, I believe.
Yeah, they kind of all bleed together, but
they
they're
do,
all
and
great.
they're all really good. And yeah, it's just really tense out of nowhere. Usually, I mean, like the first couple, I believe this is the third film, and the first couple are, have their moments, but they feel like action movies. This feels just like dramatic, and it felt like a little darker and just like gnarlier.
And you're like up close and personal.
Yeah.
They kind of did the shaky camera thing best.
Yes, right. A lot of shaky cameras in those movies. Number 4, I got the Casino Royale parkour scene. Number 3, I've got the Mission Impossible 3 bridge scene.
Sick.
Yeah,
Didn't even
super
consider
cool.
it.
Also think that was borrowed from a lot in following movies. I feel like that was the first big bridge scene where a bunch of things were blown up on a bridge.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it.
They kind of started to seem like it happened in other
When are we
movies.
going to go see Mission Impossible 8?
As soon as it comes out. Number 2, I've got Helm's Deep. I know that this is like a third of a film, but
I left it out because of that, but I had it on my long list.
but I'd be lying if I
Yeah.
didn't get acknowledged
I don't
in
feel great
action
about it.
sequences. Number 1, I got Semi-Flip
Yeah.
in Dark Knight.
Yeah. Same, by the way.
Yeah, is your number 1?
Yeah. Number 5, I had the Casino Royale parkour scene.
Okay.
Good call. Number 4, I have the oil derrick exploding in There Will Be Blood, the big river of fire, and they're all trying to like.
No, I know.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't know who you're telling.
No, I got
Action
it.
sequence.
Yeah, I mean, like
Interesting.
I try to think outside the box. It's not really an action movie,
Mm-hmm.
but that sequence is definitely an action sequence. And it's really, oh my God, it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
There's a chance it showed up on another list.
I have the old boy hallway fight scene.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought about Old Boy multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I don't love the movie as much as like the internet tells me I should love that movie, but that is one of the few scenes that you hear about and lived up to the hype. I was
yeah.
like, damn, that was
Yeah.
sick. I had the first Coliseum fight scene in Gladiator as my number 2.
Mm-hmm. I thought about doing the opening.
I thought about it too. I had that on there, but
I
I
guess I had
really
that
like the
opening.
scene where they're, together, single column.
Yeah.
It's-
He's just doing his thing.
Whatever comes out of those gates, we'll all have a better chance if we fight together.
The dude like throwing up.
Yeah. No, not that one.
Oh,
Anyway,
that was before he gets to the
That's before
Coliseum.
he gets to the Coliseum.
that was his first fight. I
Right.
think. Yeah.
Also good.
Awesome.
And then the semi-flip scene. That whole chase scene sequence, he's got the gun, then he's got the grenade launcher blowing up things, and then he gets to the end and they flip the damn semi. It's so sick.
It's so cool.
So, I would like to nominate The Dark Knight.
My dude with all of his nominations.
I'm just saying.
God damn.
We just hit it. I'm trying to be more
That's making the list
paying
for sure.
attention to it.
We'd be fools if not.
There's also
not nominate
one
this.
action sequence I intentionally left out, and I'll get to it when I get to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How about this? What about the island scene in Life Aquatic?
I thought about it.
I think that might make my list.
It's
Just
kinda
because
ridiculous.
It's
It's
ridiculous,
funny,
but
but
it's
it's
probably
different.
the most. I mean, it's a little tense, and it's
Yeah.
like I'd say it might be his best action scene.
Yeah. There's also the shootout in Grand Budapest, which is pretty good, but
It's
it's
pretty
it's just
good.
kind of
I
like
think this one might be
staged.
better.
I agree. I thought about it.
Nice,
Made my long list.
nice,
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh, there's a master.
Did you put Dark Knight on the list?
I can't find my pen. Stop yelling at me. Also, Master and Commander, I'm sure has a scene that we need to.
Yeah,
acknowledge.
I didn't. That was one where I'm like, I don't know what scene I would put in any of this, but I just love the whole movie.
Yeah,
Like, can I just put the whole movie?
pretty sure there's one in particular, like big fight. That's amazing.
Yeah. All right, we're lightening it up a little bit. Comedies, Jack. Comedies aren't really done the same way now that they were in the 2000s. Why do you think that is?
What did you say?
I said comedies just like they aren't really done in the same fashion, the same frequency. They don't have the same hold on movies that they do now
as they were
currently,
in the
as they do in the
2000s.
2000s.
I don't know. Probably sensitivity, and people aren't exactly sure what they can and can't do anymore.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking that.
Especially from the Hollywood perspective of trying to make money and
Right.
reach to
People
as
get
many people
canceled
as
very
possible.
quickly.
I think comedies now are comedy is much more ingrained into other genres now. And,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing.
It's a lot of them on TV too.
That's true.
All right. What
Maybe
do you-
the rise of television, and people can kind of just make.
I think things have
comedic-
just changed so much, and like movies are becoming such big productions. I really like your point about people are probably a little gun shy about making
Offending
certain
people.
jokes that they made even 15 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, what do you got as your? Did you do funniest moments?
No.
Okay, we're gonna treat this then as like an independent one, and then we'll take another break, and then we'll finish it off. Here are my funniest moments in a movie from 2000 to 2009. Robert Downey Jr. crashes the car in Wonder Boys, and Professor Tripp's book flies out all over the thing.
He's just trying to grab all the papers, like
it's so funny the
man.
way it's such good physical comedy. It's also right after the whole Ula, I never forget an Ula thing, and he's got a gun. Vernon, who I don't even know what the actor's actual name is in the movie, but they call him Vernon, has a gun to Michael Douglas's head and everything, and it's just a really funny scene. And then it culminates with him trying to drive the car, can't do it, crashes the car
into the wall.
The
just
book
like
that he's been working 7 years on, that's 2,000 pages.
It's only been typed on a typewriter.
It's so funny.
That's a good one.
I have Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
2010, bro.
Is it?
I think so.
Oh, I might have screwed this up. Oh, I thought I was so careful. 2008, man. Nice try. Trying to get me, man. So Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder. I don't necessarily like Tropic Thunder that much. A lot of people love it. It's not my favorite. But
I remember the last time I
really
watched
funny.
it, I was like, oh, wow, this is way funnier than I remember.
I have a feeling that'll happen to me too, which is why I've never rewatched it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to keep my corner on the fact.
I saw it after all the hype of it.
Oh, he's
and
in
it
that
was-
too.
I know. This
he
is
got
where
nominated.
he did get nominated. This is where my research went wrong, because I thought at first I was like, oh, and then he's in Tropic Thunder. And then for some reason I looked at it. It must have been the chart that I was reading in my dyslexia. Thought it was a different year.
I have the steak hits Napoleon Dynamite in the face when the uncle throws the steak.
Nice.
I should mention, I kept a lot of like the big comedies off this list
Oh, why?
because I'm going to talk about them in the genre section of the next episode.
Right.
So, and they're just all funny. So this is a list of like funny moments in funny movies, but like I didn't put any Anchorman moments in here because I could put the whole movie in there.
Right.
For instance, I have Paul Rudd cleans up a mess in Wet Hot American Summer. I don't know if you remember that. He's just like, he knocks something on the ground, and then his superior was like, "Are you going to clean that up?" And he's just like, "Ugh."
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. And he like is really making a big deal about picking every single thing up and throwing it down on the. It's really
It's very
funny
Paul
physical
Rudd.
comedy. Yeah, it's really.
I
good.
didn't remember it until you went, ugh, and then I could remember the entire
I wish
scene.
people could see what I'm doing. He's like slouches his shoulders and makes
It's like
he's like
way over the top.
It's so over the top, like that whole movie. Really good, funny, weird movie. And then I have the Bill Murray cameo in Zombieland. If you've never seen Zombieland, he shows up for like 5 minutes, and it's really funny.
Man.
Have you not seen it?
No,
Not for a long time.
But that's not what I was saying, man,
Oh.
about. When did we talk about Orange County?
I thought about it.
Okay, well, we could talk about it now.
It's a
We'll-
movie.
We'll talk about it later also, because we will be.
Oh,
But,
okay.
But
It's
the
another-
scene where he falls down the hill in that movie is
was the one I was
probably
thinking
the
about.
funniest scene of all of them, like of like the 2000s, in my opinion.
Oh, I thought about it, where to put this on there. I think that's another movie that like 19 people, two of them are us, like.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have seen it. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why nobody thinks that movie is funny. It's
It's really
absolutely
funny.
hilarious. I would venture to say that it is a well-written movie.
When's the last time you watched it?
Doesn't matter.
It kind of does, because I watched it recently and I was like, oh, this doesn't hit quite as hard, but it's still funny. Isn't your boy the guy that wrote it?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Mike White. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I know he's in it.
Yeah, Mike White wrote it.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I love the movie. I don't.
I was just about to bring up White Lotus because Uncle whatever from Napoleon Dynamite
Oh, yeah.
is in it.
Oh yeah. Good job, IS.
Yeah, Orange County. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You might like it.
All right. Well, I have a break coming up, and I thought you were gonna do that list, and then we would do an independent. Let me see if there's another independent that I want to run through real quick.
I got another independent.
Okay, go for it.
Soundtracks,
Oh, I have this. Good. You do this.
not scores. Soundtracks.
I had a mix of both. Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to be based off of
I imagine.
song selection.
I imagine we're gonna have a lot of the same.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Number 5, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I had it.
Number 4, Orange County. Suck it.
damn.
So good.
Damn it. I didn't have that
Number
one.
3, High Fidelity.
I had it.
Got to. I owned either me or our father owned all of these soundtracks growing up. Literally all 5 of them.
Nice.
3, High Fidelity. Another great. I got Jack Black twice on this list. Number 2, Royal Tenenbaums. Suck it.
Oh, nice.
So good. Number 1, Almost Famous. Got to do Almost Famous.
So good. That had to be number 1. Good list. I don't even feel like I need to give mine.
Nice.
Good list. All right, let me give you one other.
Wait, what were your scores? Anything like? Because I got a shout out to a score.
Okay. Well, I had a long list, and half of them were scores. So I'll give you the 4 that I thought were, maybe not the best, but like the most fitting for the movie.
What are they?
Okay, There Will Be Blood.
Okay,
Amelie.
Nice. Ooh,
Pirates.
Oh,
and Catch Me If You Can. Like, I'm not turning on the Catch Me If You Can score necessarily and listening to it in my car, but it really works for the movie.
I See You Catch Me If You Can and Raise You a Castaway. Whoo, boy.
It's your guy, Thomas. No, that's Alan Silvestri. That's a good one.
Man.
I remember they used the, ready? This is a weird connection.
Okay.
I remember they used, well, I didn't know this at the time.
Right.
But I watched the trailer for Cinderella Man, which is probably better than the movie.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And the music in the first trailer, I was like, damn, what the hell is this?
I'm so ready for this movie. And then end up, it's the Castaway
It's the
music.
Castaway music. That's what I found out years later. I was like, damn. Or I made the connection years later. So
Man, that's
good job.
a good score.
Good job by you.
I just weep.
All right, here's my top list that I'm going to give to you. Best swearing in a movie in the decade. Best use of profanities. Not necessarily most frequent, but the best. I have 6.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple of them are going to be obvious. A couple of them are going to be good. Okay, number 6, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Just fantastic. Maybe not the most frequent, but the way they use it.
Nice.
They're expert swears.
Really good script.
You're going to like this one. In Bruges, number 5.
Yes.
Yeah, really good. Number 4 is Snatch.
No, we haven't talked about Snatch yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, and I don't think I love the movie, but it's funny and good, and a really good
moments.
ensemble too.
I thought of moments for funniest moments.
Yeah, it has some moments. We always say 2 minutes Turkish when we're getting ready in the family, and the kids are like, "What's that from?" I was like, "Don't worry about it." Number 3, I have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Nice.
This is a wild movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It is a good movie. I didn't make my eventual comedies list,
They
so I wanted
swear
to
so much in that movie. They say every sort of horrible word.
Oh my God.
I remember I was young when I saw that movie. I mean, like,
I don't doubt it.
And I remember not knowing what many of the words were or like the jokes, just being like, whoa.
What's that? I'm pretty sure I should not be watching this. Superbad, number 2.
Nice.
And The Departed, number 1.
Nice.
Yeah, those are my best swearing movies of the decade.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Maybe not.
Maybe go fuck yourself. Yeah, sorry. Didn't say it right.
All right. Before we kind of get into the short lists, which are not short this time, should we take a break?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll finish it off. All right. We're back.
We're back.
So we're going to do another fun little independent list. Then we're going to give our top 5 scenes of the decade. Then we're going to do check in on nominations, see if there's anything we want to nominate. And then we're going to give our big list of the day. And we'll round it out. So here we go. Jack, do you have another independent list you want to do?
I think I did all mine.
All right. Well, I have a few lists here. I'll let you choose. I'll do one more. So I'll let you choose what it is. I have best dialogue, which is different than best script. I have best twists. And I have best movie cameos. Just what do you want to hear from my list of right now? Cameos, twists, or dialogue?
Either twists or dialogue.
Okay. Here are my top 5 twists.
Okay.
Of the decade. Actually, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I'm just going to get them all. Why rank them? Matchstick Men.
Ooh.
Good twist.
Wow. Great twist. Good movie.
A forgotten movie.
Also good music.
Ridley Scott.
Nice.
Who knew?
Didn't do the music.
No, I'm sorry. That might have been confusing.
No, that's crazy though. Ridley Scott. Wow, it's pretty tight movie for him.
Yeah, and like no swords and sandals kind of stuff.
Right.
Number. I don't even know what I'm just gonna read them. Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
Good twist.
Really good twist.
Inside Man.
Don't remember the twist.
Well, I don't know if I should spoil it, but it's a bank robbing thing. You don't know how they're going to get out, but then at the end, they investigate everybody. Somehow the bad guys got out. Homeboy just like put himself in the wall and walked out a week later. Clive Owen's character. Pretty good. I have The Departed. When they shoot Leo in that elevator.
Damn.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody saw that coming.
It still surprises me.
Yeah.
I have The Prestige.
Okay.
What?
I know. I just said okay, just because. Yeah, I guess that's a good twist.
And my last one, it's a good twist. I might have had it too high. I didn't really rank this. And my last one is Old Boy. With that messed with my brain.
That whole movie is just a mess with your brain situation. The end, just like.
I left that movie being like, what? I need to take a shower. What's happening?
100%. It's definitely like makes it not very rewatchable.
Yeah, and people love it, and I get it.
Like I want to rewatch it, but then I'm like, but I don't.
I mean, I really liked it. It's not an all timer for me, but it's just like this is gonna be a hard one to rewatch.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, should we do our top 5 scenes of the decade, Jack?
Yeah.
You go first because I feel like I've been talking for a while.
All right, number 5. Where am I? Number 5, I've got when they take Paul Bettany onto the Galapagos Islands in Master and Commander.
Great call.
And they play that famous cello song.
Yeah.
That they play multiple times in the movie, I think.
I don't know.
And it's just beautiful and just really well done. I've always loved that scene.
Been trying to finagle that
Master Commander
and A Knight's Tale into all my lists, and I just couldn't do it. But that's a great call. Really good one.
Number 5, I've got The Mines of Moria.
Nice.
And I know that that's also like another third of the movie. I mean, you could drag it all the way out to You Shall Not Pass.
I don't care.
Okay,
it's great.
So I'm going to. I'm just say as soon as they get
Fantastic.
in there, all the way to You Shall Not Pass. Pretty great cinema.
Excellent.
Number 3, I've got the first time Michael Clayton and Tom Wilkinson or Arthur Edens are in the first time that they're talking to each other, and he's just monologuing and saying all this crazy shit. And
I am Shiva, the god of death.
I am Shiva, the god of death. And Michael Clayton's like looking out the door and like looking at his phone, like, Jesus, this dude is just like, what is going on? He's also just kind of pissed that he's lost it. He's like, get yourself together, man.
Yeah. I would have chosen the baguette scene where he meets him.
Oh.
That's a good one too.
I might have to go baguette scene.
It switches
Yeah.
halfway through, and he's like, "You do not want to meet me in the courtroom,"
Yes.
or whatever he says.
And you're like, "Oh, this guy's not crazy."
Yeah, he hasn't lost it. He's
Yeah.
like, we've been thinking he's like lost it this whole time, and actually he switches on
Right.
Michael Clayton like on a dime.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And then Michael Clayton ends up like, I mean, he always likes him, but then he's like really like kind of on his side.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
good.
Maybe I picked the baguette scene. I changed my mind. I definitely changed my mind on that one. Number 2, I've got the hotel scene in No Country.
Okay, so this is the action movie I intentionally left off. Action scene I intentionally left off.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
It is so good. I also kind of thought about doing the one where he blows up, it does the fake out,
Yeah.
but that's a little too short. This is like suspense, crazy spatial awareness and like
Yeah.
movement in this one little hotel. He's
Yeah.
like, he goes down and then he goes through the hotel and out the back, and then I don't know.
Really good visual storytelling
Really good
too.
visual storytelling. The light goes
It's
out.
scary.
You can hear the
The
sound
clerk's
design's
dead
great.
because the cat's like when he comes back through the hotel, the cat's like licking up the spilled milk or something.
Yeah. And then there's the whole shootout in the street.
It's
It
just
like
great.
goes right into it and
It's
turns
so
into a
great.
whole action thing. It's amazing. And number 1, I have the oil barracks.
Oh.
The oil barracks lighting on fire.
Wow, we didn't have a single repeat.
I could see. I go between oil barracks and the last scene for There Will Be Blood for me.
What's the last scene?
Of There Will Be
yeah,
Blood.
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking the baptism scene too was my other one that I was thinking of, but I'm glad you went with that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I have 5 different scenes. I
love it.
I love this.
Yeah.
I have the Tiny Dancer scene in Almost Famous.
good one.
Where we're all singing Tiny Dancer. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
This one was an interesting pull for me. Hadn't seen it in a while. The fuck you scene in 25th Hour where he's like saying fuck you into the mirror and then he's like fuck all these people. He basically runs through every racial or class system demographic throughout the whole city, and it's spliced with a montage of those people, and it's really kind of like really intense to watch.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the other side of the guy, so the mirror is saying that, right? He's talking to the mirror, and the mirror is saying this to him, but it's himself. And at the end, he's like, no, actually, fuck you. This is all your fault. He's saying this to the mirror.
Right.
It's just a really good scene.
That is the scene of that movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's really well done. And it's
Haven't seen that in a minute.
it's very intense.
We are probably not giving the 25th Hour enough love that it should in this decade of films because it was widely considered the biggest like post 9/11 film, even though it loosely deals with 9/11, but everybody,
I totally agree. The other scene I thought too was the scene under the bridge where he wants to get fucked up before prison and he's like really antagonizing his friends. I don't have that one committed to memory too much. It's tough to see when it's not streaming. I tried to buy it a few times on Amazon or wherever. It's never at like a used Blu-ray store. I've tried to look for it.
Down at the old used Blu-ray store.
Well, like Rasputin's or Amoeba or whatever. But I've also tried to get it online. It's like hundreds of dollars or something ridiculous.
Wow, crazy.
It's just expensive. So I don't know. I'll get it someday, but I haven't got it yet. The Story of the Apartment from City of God is my number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised you didn't have this on your list. The Basement Shootout in Inglourious Bastards.
Nice.
Okay, you don't seem upset. Never mind.
No, I mean... You're
it's
right.
Fantastic.
I missed that one.
Dry Glazer.
But,
it's
arguably
fantastic.
the first scene is better in
that's
Inglourious
true.
Bastards.
I went with this one. No, you're right. And we already talked about the
But
first
yeah,
scene.
we got to talk about the basement scene.
Oh, my
God.
Just
Wonder how long that one clocks out at.
I don't know, but it's really
Suspense.
good job of
you
building
really
tension.
think that they're about to get away.
Tightening it up. Oh, my God. And then it just exploding it's like a rubber band snapping. It's really really
that's a good
fantastic.
One. Good pick.
And my No Country scene was the coin toss scene.
Yeah.
So good job by
Epic.
the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Two scenes on the same movie. All right. Do we want to check in with any nominations? Anything you want to nominate?
I'm going to go ahead and do No Country and There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
Just right now.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll both make it, but I think we have to acknowledge them.
They will both definitely be making. I mean, we're just. Do we say 25th Hour, even though it's neither of our really favorite movies? But
I don't think it holds a big like part of the zeitgeist. Like I don't think many people talk about it anymore. I don't necessarily agree with that. It's a great movie, but I just don't think like if we're representing the decade, I don't think people think about this movie very often.
Well, I
can
think
nominate it.
I think the opposite. I think if you had a bunch of film critics making the top 10 2000s films, they might put it on there because it was.
We'll put it on there.
Yeah, probably won't make it. I'll write it down.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just go right into the list. We'll finish it off.
Okay, so we will be doing. Over the course of these 2 episodes, our top 20 films of the 2000s.
Correct.
In this episode, we are going to be doing 20 through 11.
This is the way.
The way.
Yeah, I mean, the next episode, we're really just going to be going over genres, and then we'll talk about sort of our long list at the end. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Do we want to trade off, or do we want to like... You go do your 10, I do my 10.
We each do our own.
Okay.
I'd say.
Start us off, Jack.
Okay. Just want to preface with this back half of my top 20. I could easily see being someone's front half of their top 20. I mean, there's going to be a lot of heavy hitters, especially 15 through 11.
Okay.
And I had to make some tough calls.
Color me intrigued.
I'm a little surprised at my top 10.
Okay.
So I had a lot of my big ones in this one also.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that.
Just give us the list.
Okay, sorry. Number 20, I've got Adaptation.
Wow.
Great film.
Yeah.
Super crazy. I remember seeing it when I was pretty young, and then I rewatched it recently and was like, man, why did like a young Jack like this so much? And then like the last 45 minutes is just like, wow. Holy shit.
I watched it for the first time this past year because it was a hole in my resume. And yeah, I was like, wow, this movie's really good. It's really well acted. It's really fun. Like, I get what they're doing. This is really cool. And then the last, like you said, 45 minutes turns into like
Unravels
a
and
crazy adventure thriller, like shoot, like action movie.
Yeah.
It's just like insane.
But like gnarly. Oh man. And that movie's got 2 really crazy car crashes.
Yeah.
Really crazy.
Yeah.
Top 5 car crashes in movies. That would both of them would probably be on there.
I guess.
No, I don't know. Wow, that was only number 20. Sorry. Number 19, I've got Pineapple Express.
Oh.
Can also see this being higher. I love Pineapple Express.
Okay.
Number 18, Children of Men.
Yeah.
Number 17, In Bruges. We haven't talked a lot about In Bruges. It would be in my 5 dialogue films.
Yeah.
I love the writing, love the acting. Yeah, checked all the boxes. Number 16, Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Pixar podcast.
Way to go.
Had to throw it on there, being true to myself. Number 15, I got Zodiac. I know, might seem a little low, but you won't. But after hearing the rest, you won't be very surprised. Number 14, I've got Wonder Boys.
Okay.
Number 13, I've got Collateral. Number 12, I've got
13. You love Collateral.
I know. I'm scared. Number 12, I've got Michael Clayton.
Wow.
And number 11, I've got The Departed. Just so everybody knows out there, I'd say that the last 5 that I've mentioned
All-timers.
might replace my 10 through 5. Or could swap out through my 10 through 5.
Sure. On any given day, you could rank it one way or the other.
I did do kind of my top 10 as a little bit more like movies that I really liked in this era that like really struck a chord with me that remained on my top list for a long time. Maybe not anymore, but as far as talking about the era, I feel like I'm doing it justice and like the majority of those movies really hit hard.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, Collateral.
Surprised that wasn't higher.
Yeah. All right.
I want to give my list. It's a little different. Not that different. All right. Number 20. This is a big one with me and Becky. Big sentimental favorite. Something's Gotta Give. Love Something's Gotta Give.
Nice.
Number 19. I got Almost Famous.
Nice.
Really good. Rewatched it recently and it holds up. Hits hard. Number 18. I got Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fun movie. I love Ocean's movies. Number 17, I have A Knight's Tale. Couldn't fit it in any of my lists. You better believe I'm getting it on the top 20. Number 16, I have Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Nice.
Rewatched it. That was one of the few movies I rewatched this week. I was like, is this still as good as I remember it? Yes, it is.
Nice.
Number 15, I have Michael Clayton.
Okay.
Love that movie. Number 14, I have Memories of Murder, Bong Joon-ho's classic.
Yeah.
Really
I just
dark.
watched that recently for the first time.
Yeah.
Super good.
Really dark, great
Really
mystery. Leaves you wanting more.
Weird.
Very Finchery. Very weird.
Finchery. Finchery with like comedy. A
Yeah.
little bit.
It's weird.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, like, Parasite's like that too, a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
13, I got Ratatouille.
Wow.
I'm
okay.
a Ratatouille head.
Yeah.
Number 12, I have The Departed. I think you had it at number 11.
Ooh.
Look at us.
Look at us.
And at number 11, I have There Will Be Blood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Maybe a little low.
I got you with the Zodiac and
Yeah, I think our Zodiacs and our There Will Be Bloods are going to take different spots in our respective lists. So that's the list, and we'll give our top 10s. We'll probably do a recap actually in the end of the next episode. But that's our top 10s. That's our 20 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Good decade of film, Jack.
Good decade of film. we'll hit some more lists in the next one.
All right, this has been fun. Thanks for joining me, Jack.
Thank you.
We got another one right after this, and we'll see you guys in the next one. 2000s. Next one's going to be
Part 2.
Part 2 coming soon. Thanks, everybody.